Oh, hi, adventurer friends. It's so good to see you. Oh, but I think we're missing a few of our buddies today. That might be because today is a special day here in Utah where I live. We call it Pioneer Day. Pioneer Day is when settlers came to live here in Utah and they were called pioneers.
Hello? Hello?
It's like a special holiday that we have just for Utah. So if you're from Utah, you might be celebrating Pioneer Day or making memories with your family. For that special day, we are celebrating our venture at home here in my house. This is a special place called a pergola, and I love sitting out here on my big table and making memories with my family. Since it's Pioneer Day, I think I'm gonna put on my pioneer hat to welcome us to, are you ready? Venture at home! All right, who do I have out there? Let me see, I see Emily. Hi, Emily. And I see Alexa and Bryn. And who else do I see? Oh, Max. Hi, Jack. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Ellie. Juan, it's so good to see you again. Lucy, I see Maddie. Oh, and I see Haley and Simon and Ethan and Spencer. Oh, and Ellie and Catherine and Cora and Scarlett. Clark, May. Hi, June. Hi, Mary. Oh, hi, Walt and Noah and Isabel, Holland, Ruby, Spencer, Siri. Who else do I see? Jackie and Ruthie, Chloe and Elsie and Bee and Brad and Bryant and Asher. Hi, Elsie. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Gwenny. Hi, Arthur and Ginny and Riker, Candace. Oh my goodness, so many people. Talea and Faye. Oh, who else do I see? Nora and Ronnie and Rachel and Marissa. Oh, Aditri. And I think there's so many more. How about to welcome all of our new friends here at Venture at Home, let's unmute ourselves, and on the count of 3, we're all gonna say, hello, new friends. Okay, ready? Here we go. Unmute yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Hello, new friends. Great job. Oh, so welcome. Okay, mute yourselves. Mute yourselves. It's almost quiet. Do you know what's happening next door to me since we are at my house? That my new neighbors are building a new house where they're gonna make so many memories. So do you hear that scratchy noise? Selena, can you show them what they're doing over there? Oh man, that is a big giant tractor digging hole, a giant hole, to make a really beautiful new house for making memories. Isn't that great? So if you hear those noises, just know they're working on their new house. Now, do you know who else is making memories today? Our great, wonderful friend, Sarah from Wild Wonders. She's not gonna be with us today because she's making memories with her family by climbing a really tall mountain.
Hi guys!
Isn't that awesome? She's on an adventure with her family. We've had so many questions from our adventurers to go over all those fun memories that we've made the past 6 weeks. Because I can't believe it's been 6 weeks already. Well, let's see here. The first week we did Venture at Home, we talked all about worms and how I have 2,000 pet worms living here at my house. Okay, raise your hands if you were here when we talked about worms. Oh, I see a lot of hands raised that were here for worms, but I also see a lot of our friends that did not make it for our worm adventure. That's okay, because you know what? We're gonna go back in time and watch our memories of worms. Ready? Worms! Ah! These worms are so incredible. I'm not just talking about any old worms. I am talking about the worms that are drilling and digging and eating and swimming underground to make your plants grow bigger. They are in a group called invertebrates. How do worms make compost? Do you know what they do? They take all that stuff that I feed them and they go, nom, 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 and they eat. And then do you know what they do? They poop. And do you know what that poop is? That's my compost. Worm poop, or also known as worm castings, is one of the best compost ever. Are you guys saying, ew, worm poop? Who thinks that's gross? Shake your head yes if you think worm poop is gross. No, it's awesome. Here are my worms that I love so much, and I want to show you. Oh, they're kind of hiding right now. Hold on, let's look for them. Wow, see all my worms eating? And look at all that worm poop. Oh, do you know what we call that as gardeners? We call it black gold. Look at them. Look at all those crazy worms. Let's see if we can find some more. Oh, look at them. They're eating that apple. See how they're going for it? Oh, worms and worm poop. Wow, those were great worm memories. I have a good question time. Now it's time for question time. Do you think it is this answer? Or is it this answer? Okay, get ready. I want you all to unmute yourselves, and I want you to yell out which answer you think it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No!
Oh my goodness! Oh, I think I heard some of you say.
No!
I think I heard some of you say, no, they don't have eyes. But you know what they do have? Remember how we talked about, and you may have not been there, but worms breathe through their skin, right? That is how they breathe. Do you know what they also do? They don't have eyes, but they feel with their skin. From light, they can feel the light, and they can feel touch. And that is how they work their way through the soil. Where did we go on week 2?
Hello? Hello?
We talked all about my bumbling friends, or my busy friends, the bees, right? Did you know, while I've been here talking and we've been making memories, some of my bees have been coming and visiting the flowers that I cut right here. Isn't that crazy? If you were not here for our adventure with bees, let's go back and see what memories we had with them. Are you ready? Bees! Can I tell you all a big secret? Here's my big secret. Bees don't want to sting you. Do you know why? Do you know what happens to a bee when they sting you? They die. No bee wants to die. The only reason why they would sting you is if they felt threatened and they thought you were trying to hurt their hive, or they think you're trying to hurt them. A hive is a home where all the bees live. So if they think you're coming after them and you're a big old brown bear that's going to eat their honey, they're going to give you a warning. And what happens is the bee will fly around and go bzz, bzz, bzz. Or sometimes they might thunk you, thunk, 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 thunk. And do you know what it's saying? Buzz off. Did you get it? Buzz off. Here's the thing. If a bee does that to you, this is what you need to do. Get ready. Ready? Stay calm. And don't show off your karate moves. No swatting at those bees, because then they're like, that person's trying to attack me. There are over 20,000 different kinds of bees in the world. And here where I live in Utah, there's 900 of them. Isn't that crazy? And they all look different. They're different sizes, different shapes. Some of them live in trees. Some of them live in the ground. Some of them live in big families or groups called colonies, and some of them live by themselves, just alone, in like little reeds like this. See this little reed in that little hole? They'll just climb in there and they just make their bed by themselves. Bees make honey, specifically the honeybee. Well, lots of other bees, but honeybees are really good at making honey. And can I tell you, making honey is something that we humans cannot do. And what bees have to do to make honey is a lot of work. Look at this right here. See how much honey that is? It's not very much. This is 1 pound of honey. It's not even the whole jar. Guess what? It took over 2 million flowers to make this honey. That is beautiful, don't you think? 2 million flowers. That's a lot of flowers. That's a lot of work. Now I'm going to tell you about how bees get honey. First, it starts as something called nectar that they have to go visit each and every flower to get. And they get their long tongues that kind of look like a straw. And they go and slurp up all the nectar. The nectar goes down into their special belly. And they do that about 20 to 50 times before they have to fly home with so much nectar in their belly. Now the nectar, while it's in their belly, starts to break down. And some water's removed and some other things are broken down, like some hard sugars that are broken down, and it starts turning into honey. But when they get back to the hive, it's not honey yet. They turn to another bee called a housekeeper bee. And they say, housekeeper bee, I've got a belly full of nectar in here. And the housekeeper bee comes over, and you know what the bee that collected the honey or the nectar does? It goes, bleh, and throws it up into the honeybee's mouth, or the housekeeping bee. And the housekeeping bee now has her belly full of honey or nectar. And it starts breaking down more and more until it turns into honey. Selena, are we ready to show some bees throwing up honey into honeycomb? Oh, see these bees, how they're in there? Bleh, bleh, bleh. Throwing up honey. They just turned nectar into honey using their special bellies. Now, they're not quite done yet. After they do that, then they have to get their wings and they start fanning it so hard. And they fan, 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 fan. And that helps all the rest of the water evaporate after they've been doing all the fanning. And then they'll cap it with some wax and save it for winter. Or when we come out, humans, oh, look at that liquid gold. And we eat their honey. Oh, I love honey.
Whoa, look, I have a big bee on my hand. Hello, bee. Hello there, kids. He can talk. Isn't that crazy? Bee, was that so cool looking at all your bee friends? Yes! I think it's time then, bee, for a question time, question time. How many different kinds of bees live in Utah? I want you to look at the answer, and on the count of 3, let's unmute ourselves. And you guys yell it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves.
900.
Whoa. Wow, that was so many answers. Good job, you guys. If you said 900 different kinds of bees, you are correct. Isn't that awesome? There's so many kinds of bees that live here. Good job using your memory. That's like your memory is inside your brain, right? All the things that you can remember. But we're talking about making memories and the memories that we've had in the past. Memory has like 2 meanings. I want to talk about how there are 2 meanings with the word comb. First, when you think of comb, do you think of this type of comb? That you comb your hair? Oh, but then there's also comb that bees make, like honeycomb, right? But the comb that bees makes has 6 sides
called a hexagon. Let me show you what a hexagon is, okay? I'm gonna point to the sides and I want you guys to count with your fingers. Let me see your hands up and I want you to count how many sides are on a hexagon. Here we go, ready? 1, put a finger up. 2, 3, 4, 5, one more hand, 6. 6 sides has a hexagon. Why do bees use a hexagon? Well, it's a really strong shape. If they used a square, the square would crumble because you see this? Hold on, this is kind of heavy. Oh, right here is a frame of honey. And honey is really heavy. And so when they use a hexagon, it's something that can hold the shape when they deposit all that honey and put wax on top. If they used a square, for example, the square would collapse and all their honey would go rotten and spoil. Something else cool about a hexagon is it's like a puzzle piece so that the bees don't have any gaps. Look at this. They will use a hexagon and it fits perfectly together and holds the honey.
Oh, aren't bees so awesome? They do so much work and they're buzzing around. Bee, should we hear all of our friends go buzz in the garden? Okay, are you ready? I want everybody to unmute yourselves. And on the count of 3, I want to hear you give me your best buzz. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it. Buzz. 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 Oh, wow, we talked all about our beneficial insects and our bad bugs just a few weeks ago. Should we go back and see what memories we have from them?
Pests. I brought a very special friend. His name is Nick from Utah State University, and he works with people called entomologists. Do you know what an entomologist is? It's somebody who studies bugs. Isn't that a crazy job? They study bugs and they tell farmers or gardeners like me what are good bugs, beneficial, and what are bad bugs. So Nick and I are going to take turns. He's going to talk about the beneficial bugs or the superhero bugs. And I'm going to talk about the villain bugs, the pests. All right, let's go to Nick and see what good bug he has for us today.
Hey Cynthia, yeah, I'm here to talk about beneficial insects. They're super helpful in the garden, just like Spider-Man. I think I need to wear my superhero cape, just like these superhero beneficial insects. There are over 400 species of ladybugs in North America. They're beneficial to fruits, vegetables, and ornamental plants. They eat lots of bad bugs like aphids, leafhoppers, mites, thrips, and whiteflies.
But now it's time for me to put on my evil mask because we're going to talk about a real pest, a real villain to my garden. Are you ready for it?
Snail! Snails are not insects. They are part of a group called mollusks. That means they also are invertebrates. If you guys were here the first week, you know that invertebrate means they don't have a backbone. See that big hole in the leaf? Oh, that was from a snail chomping on my leaves. They like to come out at night because if they come out in the sun, they're gonna dry up. Ooh, what a world, what a world. You definitely don't want snails in your garden, so make sure that you are looking for them. If you see giant holes, look under your leaf. Look under dark spots. Look under rocks, and you take them out because they will cause big damage. Oh, but you know what? Can I tell you something? I actually really like snails. Now, some of you might find this gross. Oh, come here, Mr. Snail. But I like to let them crawl on my arm. Do you guys like to let them crawl on your arm? Let me see a big head shake for yes. Oh, yeah, I like, oh no, I see lots of no's.
I like them to suck on my arm, and they're kind of cold and slimy. Oh, this guy's not waking up. Mr. Snail, are you there? Are you there, Mr. Snail? Look at that. Yeah, snails, they just cause lots of damage on plants, but they sure are kind of fun to play with.
If you guys make it next week, we're going to talk all about the monarch butterfly, and you'll see how this hungry caterpillar, all of a sudden goes up, forms a chrysalis or its cocoon, and turns into a beautiful butterfly that becomes a pollinator. Oh, yeah, isn't that awesome? They go from bad to good. So make sure you sign up for next week and become like a monarch, and you'll see how they are good and bad. Isn't that awesome? Okay, until next week, adventure at home. I hope you guys have such a great time adventuring at your house, all my adventurers. I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Bye. Oh, bye, friends. I'll miss you. Oh, we'll see you later. Oh, you guys are the best. I'll see you soon, okay? Goodbye.